Canada's Finance Minister resigns as unpopular Trudeau faces biggest test of his political career. Welcome to Canadian Daily News. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming gists. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau faces the biggest test of his political career after Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland, long one of his most powerful and loyal ministers, announced Monday that she was resigning from the cabinet. It was a move that stunned the country and raised questions about how much longer the unpopular Trudeau can stay in his job. Freeland, who was also Deputy Prime Minister, said that Trudeau had told her Friday that he no longer wanted her to serve as Finance Minister and that he offered her another role in the cabinet. But she said in her resignation letter to the Prime Minister that the only honest and viable path was to leave the cabinet. For the past number of weeks, you and I have found ourselves at odds about the best path forward for Canada. Freeland said Freeland and Trudeau disagreed about a 2-month sales tax holiday and $250 Canadian, $175, checks to Canadians that were recently announced. Freeland said that Canada is dealing with U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's threat to impose sweeping 25% tariffs and should issue costly political gimmicks it can ill afford. The resignation comes as Freeland, who chaired a cabinet committee on U.S. relations, was set to deliver the fall economic statement and likely announce border security measures designed to help Canada avoid Trump's tariffs. The U.S. president-elect has threatened to impose a 25% tax on all products entering the U.S. from Canada and Mexico unless they stem the numbers of migrants and drugs. Trudeau has said that he plans on leading the Liberal Party into the next election, but there are some party members who don't want him to run for a fourth term. It wasn't immediately clear what Freeland's resignation from the cabinet means for Trudeau's immediate future. This news has hit me really hard, a shocked Transport Minister Anita Anand said. She added that she needed to digest it before commenting further. Opposition Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre said that the government is losing control at the worst possible time. Justin Trudeau has lost control, but he's hanging on to power, Poilievre said. All this chaos, all this division, all this weakness is happening as our largest neighbor and closet ally is imposing 25% tariffs under a recently elected Trump with a strong mandate, a man who knows how to identify weakness. No Canadian Prime Minister in more than a century has won 4 straight terms. The federal election has to be held before October. The Liberals must rely on the support of at least one major party in Parliament, because they don't hold an outright majority themselves. If the opposition New Democratic Party, or NDP, polls support, an election can be held at any time. Trudeau channeled the star power of his father in 2015 when he reasserted the country's liberal identity after almost a decade of Conservative Party rule. But the son of late Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau is now in big trouble. Canadians have been frustrated by the rising cost of living and other issues like immigration increases following the country's emergence from the COVID-19 pandemic. As a country, we have to project strength, Ontario Premier Doug Ford said. It's chaos right now up in Ottawa. Trudeau's legacy includes opening the doors wide to immigration. He also legalized cannabis and brought in a carbon tax intended to fight climate change. Freeland said in the resignation letter that Canadians know when we are working for them, and they equally know when we are focused on ourselves. Inevitably, our time in government will come to an end. Freeland's resignation comes as Trudeau has been trying to recruit Mark Carney to join his government. Carney is the former head of the Bank of England and Bank of Canada. He was so well regarded after helping Canada dodge the worst of the global economic crisis that the UK named him the first foreigner to serve as governor of the Bank of England since it was founded in 1694. Carney has long been interested in entering politics and becoming the leader of the Liberal Party. It wasn't immediately clear if Carney has agreed to join Trudeau's cabinet.